It's a little bit thingy here, isn't it? And there it is there. Can you make it through, or do you want to walk that way? Through there. Or do you want to go around? There's a little path around the side of the field there. Should we do that? Yeah. Right, we can see the top of the church. I don't know if we better get in or not, but doesn't hurt to have a try. Slightly easier way, isn't it?
Well, I'll let you know when we get in there. If I think it's too difficult, I'm telling you now, I'm not going.
It's alright, you can wait for me then. Right, Sarah's sort of given up now. It's too much for her to get to. Give it a try, see if I can get in there. Right, I've had a little path. Someone's digging big holes down there. Okay. Oh, that's a big old bee that's gone past there. Right. Let's see what we can find. Right, you can see the church just under there. Now, which way do you go? Right, come around the back end. There we are. It's looking a bit more open here, but maybe it's not. I don't know. So try the other way. Let's try the other way, shall we? It's one of the hardest, it's definitely one of the hardest churches I've ever experienced trying to get to. It's definitely being reclaimed by nature. Stone there. And some more stones there. We've got a stone there being reclaimed. Very obviously. Here's the entrance. All of a sudden, there's openness. Wow, look at this. Wonderful. It's very grand, even though it's in such a bad state, but here we are. Beautiful in all its decayed splendour. And there's what would have been the chancel. And there's some rather handsome looking Gothic writings on the wall. Just hopping up into the chancel area now. Obviously some kind of memorial, but it's on metal by the looks of it, which is unusual. It looks like what was the Ten Commandments, but the first she is missing for some reason. And then we've got and there's a view on the other side. That's very greened up. Obviously another casualty of the congregation moving elsewhere. Such a huge amount of work are put into these buildings, aren't they? I mean, where the tower is, maybe the only thing holding that together is the vines and that. Okay. Oh, that's great. I'm glad I've been here now. It's wonderful. Yeah. You won't want that falling on top of you. Not really. It's not a good idea. Give you a massive headache, wouldn't it? Okay. Remnants of a once great church, place of worship. As if the floors were taken up for some reason, maybe to build something else. Very uneven, and the chancel area was left alone. So, any spirits here like to talk to me? Are there any spirits here? My name is Dean. Are there any spirits in this church? So I've only got the recorder with me, so if I get anything, it'll just be through that. I haven't got anything else with me. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, with the sun coming through. And you see where the doors were mounted when they've been taken out, leaving the holes in the walls. Love the pillars. It's nice that these are still here. But yet one day nature will just completely swallow it all up and probably even end up crumbling away. I don't know what this church dates from, maybe 1100, maybe about 1,000 years ago. They normally are. Yeah, there's some of the building there, look. It used to be above that. I wouldn't recommend anyone just come in here though. Really, a bit silly to come in here. It's proper dangerous here. But I think, as long as I don't touch anything and it's not a windy day, should be alright. I don't want to end up with these people just yet. I just wonder what the date of the newest burial here is. It's 1949. So that's fairly recent, you might say. Okay. Let's see if I can get back. I've got to go along. Oh, that's one there, it's just fallen down. Right, if there are any spirits here and you have tried to talk to me, I appreciate it. We have a beautiful church. Peace be with you. Right. Let's go the same way I came in. That's normally the best way, isn't it? Right. I think some of these branches have sort of closed up as I've gone through. They want to keep me here or something. Yeah. What's that? 18. It says 1860 Anno Domini. Just there. But I can't see that being the age of the church. Far too new for that. Okay. Let's go through here. And the way whence I came. 1892. Thomas Hunt. Hello Thomas, if you're here. Peace be with you. Right. Sarah say she's sitting in the car. She didn't want to come in here in case she broke a heel. Lol. So should make my way back now. Oh, let's hope I make it back to the car. That was very interesting. I enjoyed walking around there. Such a short time, but no, it's great. It's lovely. I won't step on Farmer Giles's field though. He might get a bit angry. Let's look at this one, shall we? This is an amazing one, I think. Down a long country lane. Right, can you get up? All right. Right, let's have a look at this one. Yeah. Now there's a bit of folklore connected to this church, normally referred to as the Treasure of Callow Pit. It says that there's a pit nearby somewhere called Callow Pit, and it says that an iron chest filled to the brim with gold, which was just visible above the surface of a muddy swamp, which obviously was the pit itself. And apparently many years ago, two adventurous men, noticing the chest due to the unusual low water level in the swamp, so it revealed the chest itself, so they decided to try and get it. And so they created a sort of a platform made out of ladders and bits of stick and whatever, so they could shimmy across the surface of the swamp to get to this treasure. So they shimmied across the pit on this sort of makeshift bridge they made out of ladders and made their way towards the box. And then they noticed that there was a ring on top of the chest, so they had this long stick and tried to loop this long stick through the top of the ring to pull the chest, and they proceeded to lift it from the surface of the swamp. And one of them said, "We've got it safe, and even the devil himself cannot get it from us." And by saying such a thing, they was asking for trouble, because apparently there was this really strong smell of sulphur that emanated from the top of the swamp, and this huge hand came out and grabbed the other end of the chest, and it's basically apparently the devil's hand, because he was a little bit sort of not liking people saying that he couldn't do stuff, I suppose. And he grabbed the chest. It ended up being a bit of a tug of war between him and the two men on this chest. But anyway, it turns out that the chest was pulled back down to the swamp and the two men lost the battle. And they just were left with the ring at the end of their bit of stick that they used to try and pull the chest out. So in the end, they decided to bring the ring back to this nearby church and put it on the door. Like as a bit of a memento, a pulley on the door. And this church eventually fell to ruin, as you can see now. So the ring, or the door knocker now, was taken away and moved up to another church. This church itself fell to ruin about 1881 in the end, so a little bit later on. But the door ring itself was moved to another church in a place called Limpenhoe, and it was fixed to the devil's door, so meaning the north door of the church, because it's normally referred to as the devil's door, any door facing north on a church. So that's where it was fixed. So what we're hoping to do is just go to that church in Limpenhoe and find the supposed ring that come off that chest.
Sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Sounds exciting, but you know, it's just a folklore tale, isn't it? So
Yeah, but it could be true though.
well, yeah, I don't know. If the devil seemed to show himself around much like that, but anyway,
I think so.
who knows? Normally referred to as the treasure of Callow Pit. I don't know how far out the cemetery went down here. We've still got some stones here, haven't we?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a tomb there. There's nature up to its old business, reclaiming everything again.
Nature has a very good way, doesn't it?
Something moving around in there. There's a bit of wildlife or somebody, who knows. Quite impressive really, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
In a strange sort of way.
You can see it from the road, can't you? It's amazing.
Yeah. What are these mounds here? Are they oh, that's what's left of the church there, isn't it? Even these little bits of church are still being attacked by the ivy. I can't remember offhand what this church is called, but I'll put it up on the video. But yeah, I like it. This end must have been where the chancel was, down this end. But yeah, thought it was an interesting story. It's a good excuse to look at the other church. And look at that, right up there. Right.
It's cool, isn't it?
Oh well. What's that noise? Sound like a...
It's not the devil, is it?
Right, Limpenhoe. Now I'm going to try and get in. Are we now looking at the ring that was on the top of the chest that the two men and the devil fought over? There she is, touching it. Oh my God, look. Is that the ring? So I moved over from the other church to here. There we are.
Wow.
But it's only folklore. So no, probably locked, but at least we've seen it anyway. So I've got a bit of rope around here for some reason. Maybe it's falling masonry or something like that. I don't know. Could be, couldn't it?
Barker, boy, second.
HMS Ganges.
Yeah.
Age 15. Isn't that awful?
Oh my God, 14th of March.
Fancy sending someone that age out to war.
Yeah, 15.
And there are Sarah has found another Sarah.
Friends in life, in death, they were not divided.
Nigel Neal was an author who wrote several science fiction stories featuring a lead character called Professor Quatermass. Some stories were made into a TV series, but one in particular, Quatermass and the Pit, was made into a movie in 1967. Was this particular story influenced by the folklore we just looked at? Some elements in the story appear to be consistent with the folklore tale: a pit, a church, rings, and the devil. The story of Quatermass and the Pit includes the retrieval of an alien spacecraft in said pit that could represent the treasure chest being retrieved by the men in the folklore tale. Yet another element which appears to connect both stories is the name of a public road which appears in the movie and is only 30 metres or so away from Limpenhoe Church.
They've changed the spelling.
Hope was once a sort of nickname for the devil.
So is it folklore that influenced the Quatermass story? Plain coincidence? Or did the devil have a hand in what was going on with this movie and the folklore tale?